Hello, everybody. How you doing? I hope the answer to that is wonderful. So, just as I get everything ready, I'd like to say welcome to Tracy Creating. I am Tracy, and throughout this video, may you be inspired, learn something new, or simply relax while you're watching. So, almost ready with that. Okay. So straight up I'm going to get into, sorry about that, into putting the resin in, and so, excuse me, getting my gloves on and get straight into the resin, which what I'm using is a Just Resin, Art Resin LV. So it's a 2-to-1 ratio, and I've estimated for this 240 mils. So this is part B, and so I'm going to put 80 mils into my cup. Okay, and then another 160 of part A, and then I'll get mixing. So I want to do this straight away so that I've got time to mix while people are coming in and saying hello. Okay, almost there. Beautiful. Alright. So when I'm using resin, I like to have my spray bottle of isopropyl alcohol. So it's just these spritzers, and then I can spritz my gloves and wipe them at any time throughout. Okay. All right, hello Jelly Bean, how are you going? So just get my stick now and start mixing. And also, while we're mixing, I'll talk to you about the colours that we're going to use. So we have a combination of pastes and tints, all from Just Resin, and my happy little addition tonight is the liquid gold. So from Montana. So that's pretty cool. You have to give it a shake, loosen up the ball bearing, and make sure everything's mixed in nicely. So that's going to be the gold feature. And plus, I've been requested to do like a maroon Queensland. Kind of figuring for the maroons. So state of origin, Queensland is maroon, New South Wales is blue, and the battle is on. So I've had a look. We've got maroon, different shades of maroon, a little bit of white, and a little bit of gold. So because I didn't specifically have any colours that were maroon, I've had a bit of a play and mixed my own colour. So these ones here are tints from Just Resin. They look like that. Well, they may look different now. I've had them for a while. They may have updated their levels. But so for this one, it's like I don't know, to put it into specific terms, because I literally just played with it, but I can guesstimate like 5% violet, 25% crimson. Well, that doesn't make sense. 5 drops, 25 drops, and then 2 drops. Something along those lines. So it was considerably about 5 times the amount of the violet for the crimson, and then that was just a few drips. So by the time I got it right, I had mixed this much. So I used one of these little bottles so I can save it for future uses. So the maroon in that looks pretty cool, I think. So that is for my transparent tint maroon. And then for my pastes, we're going to use the titanium white on its own. Excuse me. Then we're going to have, hello. Alright, so for these ones, this is the paste. So I pretty much went with the same. So like it was 2 very small ends of a popsicle stick of the violet. 2 rather large dollops on the end. I can't give you exact measurements, not when I play. So before I get noted out on that one, have a go, experiment for yourself. There was like 2 very small dollops of that on the end of a stick. 2 very large dollops of red. And then an extra deep purple, just a small dollop on the end of the stick again. That's all I can tell you. I can't tell you anything other than that. The deep purple was just to darken it a little bit. And yeah, so which created this one. So I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. And so we're pretty much all mixed. I can see that. I've been scraping the sides, scraping the bottom, scraping off the stick. So looking great. Well and truly mixed that. So now I've spoken to you about the pastes. And put those to the side. Ooh, make a ruckus as I do. These ones as well. So the paste, although the violet is a fluorescent transparent, or semi-transparent, it will be the more opaque of the two with the red and the deep purple added to it. And then the tint one will be, so that'll be opaque, that'll be a little bit transparent. The titanium white will be on its own. So just while we're here, I only need a little bit, so I'm just going to use a shot glass, stir up the white, make sure everything's combined, it looks great, and just put a little dollop. This is what I'm talking about, okay? When I'm saying little dollop on the end of my stick, so I've stirred that and I've wiped off the stick. Now I've got a little dollop on the end and I've wiped off the back of the stick. So the dollop is only on one side and it's very tiny. That's what I'm talking about when I was doing the paste. Large dollop was like that. It's ready to rip off. But because for this moment we're only going to need a little bit of white in there. Put that in there. Close up that jar and put that to the side as well. So we're going to use that. Got a little bit of white paste on here, that's okay. It's on the paper that we're about to remove. And so accidentally or anything like that. Right. We will remove it just for that sake. So, all right. So we'll separate these now, and so this one here, we'll go to about that first line. On these cups, they've got little ridges, so I kind of just use them as a little bit of a guide. So I'm filling up to this bottom line. So that will leave me just a little bit of clear in the cup to put some into the white, because I've already got that ready. And then I have my clear if needed, if I need to bolster any of the mixes or anything like that. So with this one here, we're going to use the tint that I made up and pop that into here. Let's see how that mixes. So we'll see, stir that in. It's looking pretty good. I think I did well with that one. It's really hard. Like, I tried to use a piece of paper and put a small amount and drag it across the paper to check to see what the colour would look like. But you never really know till you mix it in with your resin to see. So I like to just push it up against the wall of the cup as I slowly turn. Scrape it again, because you never know what's... See how that's already stained the stick? So you want to make sure that you incorporate it all in well. That looks good, but I think we might add another little bit of a squirt. Mix that in. And then I'd say that's done. So looking awesome. Right. There we go. So this is going to be on the Perspex. So that's why I chose to have one as an opaque and one as a transparent. So we'll see how that turns out in the long run. But for now, I'm going to use this entire cup. So this is a fairly large dollop. So you might not even need to use all of it. Okay, scrape that off into the cup. That's static and it sticks to the sides. It can be really frustrating sometimes. There we go. looking awesome. So this one, apart from the fact that it's opaque, should be a slight shade darker than the inks. Alright, get that off. Alright, now let's pop that aside now and see how it all mixes together. Oh, that looks pretty cool. So there's a big, huge fingers crossed right now that there's definitely enough to colour the amount of resin, because it did take me a fair while to mix the colour. So just scraping around, like I say, running that through the ridges. Can you hear that? And then blending that in. So that looks really awesome. I think that's definitely strong enough tint in there. So happy about that. And just go over that one more time, scrape that, let it drop in and get onto the white. So this one, a lot smaller, won't take as long. So, looks like jam. Does a little bit. Plum, I hope. Hello, Christine. Good morning to you. All right, so there's our little bit of white. And then we will use the Montana Gold right at the end. Keep making sure every time I pick it up that give it a little shake, make sure it's all nice and loose in there. Right. Just sprayed my hands with some isopropyl alcohol just to make sure that everything is clean as it can be to remove this paper. So when the Perspex comes, it's double-sided, and that's to protect it. Where is my palette knife? So if you saw my previous video where we checked out how these went, and the one couple before that, I think, where we did them, you can see that if you peel off one side, there you go, we got that started. Peel off the top side. There is a rip in the back paper there. So come around. All right. So see this mark, that little curve? I thought that was just a pen mark. Looks like it was a accidental cut mark. So that's all right for this one. Any others, I'll be sure to let him know about that. But you know, for this moment. Hi, you woke up late. You missed the beginning. Oh, that's okay. I just appreciate you being here. So thank you. So this is Queensland. This is the state that I live in within Australia. And this is the shape of it. So I thought I had a request to do a maroon Queensland. So I'm doing maroons with a little bit of white and a little bit of gold. So that's pretty much it. The rest of it was I'm using just resin, art resin. And I mixed the colours myself to try and create a maroon colour. And I think that's pretty much everything in a quick zip through. So that looks gorgeous. I'm really happy with that. So right now I'm just going to create these lines, and between this is the more opaque and the transparent. So we'll see about how that little cut goes up there. I'm definitely going to have leftovers for some coasters or similar. And that one in there. Put some of this one in the gaps. Alright, here. Okay. Yeah. We're going to have plenty. This is going to be fun. Alright. Just want to add some more of this one down here. Okay, so just going to use my heat gun and manipulate it a little bit. Alright. Thanks. Is that a piece of plexi? Yes, that's the one thing I think I missed out. It is. And so we're going to test out how this goes with the larger piece. And everywhere looks covered, so that's amazing. So now with that, we'll add in some white. Might see I'm just thinking I just want to go a bit random. So if we go like that. Leave that like that. A little bit over the top end. There we go. So now I'm also going to manipulate that, but I'm going to use an old business card to swipe it. And that's just going to take some of that colour and drag it over the white, potentially taking some of that white with it. Creating some extra little features. Hang on, puppy. Might bring this one down. So just deciding at the last second which way I'd like to take it. If I think there's a blank space, I'll take it in that direction. Otherwise, I'll bring it down in the other direction. So, yeah. Got that one a bit mixed. This one. There we go. Much better there. Just like to blend that bit in a little bit more. Okay. Oh, this is awesome. I'm loving it. So, just want to bring it up this way a little. And try and find the most level section of table. Is that a bubble? Okay. So I just use this torch this time. So this is a chef's torch that I got from a kitchen store. It is refillable with gas over and over, so I've had this one quite a long time. As you can see, it's very well decorated, and I keep wrapping the handle, cleaning it off, wrapping the handle so that future cleanups are a lot easier. That has landed in there. Got that. Okay. So this one in particular here, I'd like to reduce the size of that because the white is just to be a little bit of subtleness. And then now, so we come to the Montana liquid gold. I think we're there already. How awesome is that? All right. Dina, how are you? Good morning. Any chance I can move it away from the lamp? Let me just check and see how it looks without the lamp at all. The reflection that you're actually seeing is the camera arm. So how's that? It doesn't look. Go to sleep, please. The colour's all wrong there. And go to sleep, please. All right, so let's just see if maybe if I set that up, would that be better? How's that? It most definitely looks very reddish in the camera now, but down there it still looks maroon. Okay, just catch up here. Thanks. Looking good. Thank you, Christine. Oops, sorry. Good. Yikes. Better. This is okay. Awesome. All right. So with that, we'll take the Montana Gold. I'm a bit excited to use this. So I'm greatly inspired by Erica and Jeff on Artist Till Death. And now I can't find my pipette that I was using. Okay, so we'll try a straw. I'm going to empty it onto the card. And that's so blown out. Can you see that gold on my finger? Okay. And with this, we're just going to use it on the palette knife. Just push it around a little, which can help like have some of the oils that are inside it absorb into the card underneath. And all right. Let's try and aim for that was so nervous doing that. Oh dear. Let's see if we change the angle. Does that help at all? No. Let's leave it there for a moment and see how that is. Sorry about that. I've been trying to work on my lighting for such a long time. So scrape up some more and head off. Ooh, let's go top end. Come down about mid. And there's still a lot of that's okay. A lot of, see how it's spreading really wide? Trying to not have that. So let's go more upright and bring it down from here. See, that first initial drop off is where it's widening, because that's where a majority of the liquid gold just came off the palette knife. So let's see about breaking that up a little. Just interrupting the flow with another additional line that comes through it of the colour. And I'm sure we can work this. You can see there, oh, maybe you couldn't. As I try and run the palette knife through it, it does break it up a little, because it is essentially a spray paint surface. Just added some resin from the table in there into that section to push the liquid gold apart from each other. So I think I've broken it up a little bit, so they're not there we go. Just like to run through this one. I do like that, breaking it up a little bit. That one I don't believe it needs it, but this one we might just, there we go. And the request was, this one is a little wide, isn't it? Yes, puppy. I know what this one needs. Bit of a trail off at the bottom. So, all right. So the request was to also acknowledge Brisbane, which is approximately right there. If you can see my palette knife, my finger now. So I thought we might do that again with the gold. And cross all our fingers that that doesn't move. So there we have it. My first go at doing a Perspex Queensland shape. It is maroon, although the colours don't show it anymore. And to make sure we've got that corner. So there we go. I do have resin still left over, but I'm not going to hold you up to do the coasters. A little bit more getting used to than I thought and not. So yeah, we'll give you a close-up and we'll sign off. So if you have any further questions, please pop them into the chat box now, and that way they'll show up with any lag or anything before I sign off, hopefully. So there we go. So while we do this, then please subscribe, like, comment and share. It really does help and is so very much appreciated. There, ooh, look at that. How do you get jagged edges on the plexi? It's cut out on a special machine, Christine. So you can pretty much get any shape that you would like to try. Sorry. That. It's really nice. Hope the person that requested it is happy. Yeah, I hope so. If not, that's fine. We'll see about how my own mixed colours go. There we go. And I'll just try and tilt this just a bit to see if we can see that gold reflect. You can see that one reflect. Might be better in some photos, which I'll add to my Facebook group if you're interested in doing some sharing with me. I have a group called Creating and Sharing and Creating. Oh my gosh, now I've forgotten. Creating and Sharing with Tracy, because you create it first, then you share it. So that's pretty cool. I love it, which, yeah. I will have some photos. I'll post it in the group. So thank you so much. Let me just check. Did you say it was football related? I did Jelly Bean. This is like Queensland as maroons. New South Wales, not generally, but New South Wales are blue. And the battle of state of origin. So Queensland maroon, New South Wales with blue. Hi. And they compete between each other for the state of origin. It's an NRL football. There we go. So I think we've covered everything. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Especially for my first go with that Montana liquid gold. And yeah, from here we'll see how everything goes. Let's see if you can pick that up. That's the little card that I had the gold on. I'm coming, puppy. So, all right. Fabulous. If you have to go anywhere, please take care. And from myself, always be kind, be creative, and be fabulous. Bye.